And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of MLB DFS Quick Hits, your Thursday, June 8th edition. Hope you all had a great Wednesday. Lots of fun there. Great American Small Park, baby. That was a good one. Put up 180-something points, got like top 20th. Like, it was a wild night on the diamond, so we'll see what we can do for you on Thursday. You can find me on Twitter at BDentrek, BDENTREK. On Thursday, we have a 5-game early and a 5-game main slate. The 5-game early starts at 12:35 p.m. Pacific time or Eastern time, sorry. And the main slate starts at 7:07 p.m. Eastern time. So we're going to do quick run-throughs of both for you. On the early slate, Dodgers Reds 10, Diamondbacks Nationals 8.5, Orioles Brewers 9, Giants Rockies 11.5. My goodness. We're still waiting on a total on Minnesota and Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay is likely going to start Yanni Chirinos, but that is to be determined. They have Tyler Glasnow in for now, but the latest report I saw was Yanni Chirinos, so we shall see. All right, the pitching, though, on this early Thursday slate. I'm looking at Merrill Kelly, $9,400 at the Washington Nationals. Kelly has been just a model of consistency right now. He's got a great floor with the ceiling. 7 innings, 2 earned, 8 Ks his last time out, 6 or more Ks in 5 of his last 6 starts. That's what we're looking for on these DFS slates. And he's facing a Washington Nationals team. They're pesky. We know it. Only a 16% K rate versus righties over the last 3 weeks, 274, 187 average. But on this slate with not much going, I want the floor play. Give me Merrill Kelly at $9,400. A couple others, you could honestly look at Josiah Gray at $7,100 versus the D-backs. I'll pass, but on this slate, I get it. Another one you could look at is Kyle Bradish at $6,700. He's kind of an all or nothing. 8 points his last time, 18, 3.3, 24, and 23. Like, he's shown signs of being very, very good. His bad starts are on the road. The starts on the road. So kind of pick your poison there. But he is facing a Milwaukee Brewers team that strikes out 26% of the time versus righties, hitting 208 with the 160 ISO over the last 3 weeks. So Kyle Bradish should probably be my SP2. Josiah Gray right behind him. It's a rough slate. I'll probably play a single entry and give me Merrill Kelly and Kyle Bradish on this one. If we're looking at bats on this early 5-game slate, we're just going to run through this quickly. Catcher position, we want the Dodgers versus Ashcraft. It's very simple. So Will Smith at 57 is totally good. Don't mind Baltimore versus Ray either of those. You got Rushman at 54. There he's in play for you. Giants versus Chase Anderson will be very big as well. But Tyler Stevenson versus Kershaw, I think Cincinnati is a great contrarian play versus Kershaw at $4,100. Patrick Bailey had the day off on Wednesday. I expect him back in Thursday. He's $3,600. That's a good piece of savings there with Patrick Bailey. If you're not using Kyle Bradish, Vic Caratini's $3,100. He usually plays getaway day games, so he would be a nice little punt play for you as well. First base position, Freddie Freeman at $5,900 is awesome versus Ashcraft, no doubt about it. Lamont Wade Jr. is up to $4,800, still a very solid play in that matchup. Spencer Steer at 43 is awesome. It's great because when you're facing someone that's got Freddie Freeman in the same game, Spencer Steer goes he's 7% roster where everybody else in the game was like chalk. So that helped a bunch move you up standings. So Spencer Steer at 43 would be someone to look at. If you want to go Arizona versus Josiah Gray, I get it. Christian Walker be 4,100. Nolan Jones, he had a combo meal for us on Wednesday. He's first base outfit eligible going up against Alex Cobb. He's $3,900. He'd be another one to look at here. I'm a Bailey Ober fan, but this could be the day when you got Colorado in play. You got Great American Small Park in play. It's a 5-game slate where you might have to be a little more contrarian in tournaments. Tampa Bay versus Bailey Ober could be your jam. And I only say that because we know Tampa Bay is one of the best teams in all of baseball. It's very, very simple. Outside of the Texas Rangers, Tampa Bay offense is crushing it, better than most in all of baseball. And I just wanted to bring up Bailey Ober's stats real quick, just because he's been good. I think the hype is better than the results on the season. He's a good pitcher. I think a lot of that's due to the fact that pitching's so volatile this season that Ober's great. 6 innings, 6 shutouts, 3 Ks last time out. 5 innings, 2 earned, 7 Ks. 5 innings, 4 earned, 2 Ks. He's getting the job done, but he's, it just feels like there's so much more to come. He's given up an 83% zone contact. He's making guys chase a lot. That's the thing, a 39% O swing. So Ober's been good in that result. But what I'm saying, Tampa Bay's your contrarian play. Because I even think if people want to be contrarian off of Coors and Great American, they go Arizona. Tampa Bay is the one I want if you want to be different. And Luke Raley, this is where this is all going, full circle. Luke Raley is first base outfield eligible. He's $3,400 versus Bailey Ober. Actually, while I got Bailey Ober's page up here, let's dig in a little more. Let's try to figure out this potential deal. And on the season here, I wouldn't say reverse splits because it's just very small sample. 216 for righties, 196 for lefties, 2 homers for lefties, 1 homer for righties. He's been good. There's no denying it. I just feel like there's a oops coming eventually. He's striking out 26% of righties, only 19% of lefties, walking almost 9% of lefties. He has a 5.24 xFIP versus lefties versus a 3.71 xFIP versus righties. So you could see a little more damage with lefties in that regard. And yeah, we're going to go with that. We're going to stick there, see what happens. He gives up a lot of fly balls too, like a 53% fly ball rate to lefties, 51% to righties. Eventually, some of those might turn into home runs. That's what you're looking for in a tournament, folks. It's a tournament play. So it was Luke Raley at 34. All right, back to the task at hand here. Emmanuel Rivera, keep playing him. He busted out again on Wednesday. I like him versus lefties over righties, but also take him for $3,100 for Josiah Gray. He's first base, third base eligible, so that's not too shabby. Ryan O'Hearn, weirdly playing well. He's $2,400. He went 0 for on Wednesday, but then went deep on Tuesday. He went deep a few games before that. O'Hearn's $2,400 versus Ray, so he'd be another cheapie if you need it. Second base position for you got Mookie Betts at 6K is awesome. Duh. Thairo Stride at 53 is fine. Ketel Marte at 5K is awesome. Jonathan India at 49. All these pay up spots, great. If Chirinos is pitching, not Glass now, Jorge Polanco at 44 is going to go unowned, and that could be a nice sneaky tournament play as well. Taylor Walls of the Rays at $4,200 could be one to keep an eye on too. So just keep an eye on the news on Thursday morning about the pitching situation with Tampa Bay. Going down farther, Casey Schmidt's $3,800 in Coors. We like that very much. Other than that, though, Miguel Vargas, he went deep on Wednesday. He's 3K in Great American Small Park. He'd be one to have circled as well. Third base for you, Ryan McMahon in Coors at 52 is awesome, but Max Muncy at 5K we love. Taylor Walls at 42 is just fine. Some cheaper options, Oheimer Candelaria, if you're not using Kelly's 37. I like Gunnar Henderson a lot at $3,600. He returned from his back injury. He went 1 for 3 with a single on Wednesday. Boo-hoo, whatever. $3,600 is a good price tag. Same with Royce Lewis. He's $3,600. He's third base shortstop eligible, going up hopefully against Yanni Chirinos. So that'd be one to keep an eye on as well. And there's Emmanuel Rivera at 31. But in reality, what you're going to do, he's third base shortstop eligible now. That is awesome. Ellie De La Cruz is still only $2,900. It's going to be lefty. So I'm curious on how that's going to pan out. Actually, he's a switch hitter. Never mind. Ellie De La Cruz at $2,900 is pretty nice. Shortstop for you here. Wander Franco at 58 is awesome versus Ober, but Matt McClain against Kershaw at 45 is sneaky nice. He had at least one, if not two, stolen bases on Wednesday. Willie Adames is back. He's $3,900. One to look at. Ezekiel Tovar and Coors at 38. Casey Schmidt and Coors at 38. Royce Lewis at 36. Those are all really nice plays. Ellie De La Cruz at 29. Like I mentioned earlier, shortstop, third base eligible. I just keep playing De La Cruz. He was 51% rostered. It doesn't matter. Like he's too cheap. He's far too cheap. He's going to be in the 5K range in no time. So enjoy that. Outfield, Mookie Betts. Corbin Carroll's awesome at 56. He had another monster game on Wednesday. Randy Arozarena with the walk-off bomb or a go-ahead bomb on Wednesday. He's 55. Those are both very, very nice. Keep playing Just Dongs Martinez. He's $5,100. Christian Yelich is not bad either. Conforto and Coors at 46. I can get behind that. Yastrzemski and Coors at 43 is not too shabby. Mitch Haniger at 41. Like all those kind of discounted Coors prices. Nolan Jones and Coors at 39 is just fine. A nice little Tampa Bay piece here. Jose Siri at $3,700. I like that quite a bit if you're going the Tampa Bay route. Luke Raley at 34 that we've talked about before. Going down below 3K now. Aaron Hicks is $2,900. He's having like a career resurgence with the Orioles. It's weird. He's hit safely in 4 straight games. That includes 2 home runs. It's bizarre. He's $2,900 versus Ray. That could be a nice value for you with Aaron Hicks. And then other than that, though, check your lineups because there will be a few guys. Like you might get Stuart Fairchild at 25. Ryan O'Hearn's down here at 24. He's first base outfield eligible. You might get DeLuca of the Dodgers at 23. We had some really cheap Will Benson at the walk-off homer. He's $2,200. So see what lineups pop out. You'll get a few more values there. So recapping the early 5-game slate real quick for you. Pitching-wise, I'm kind of just looking at Merrill Kelly and Kyle Bradish in a single entry. You can make an argument for Josiah Gray. If Glasnow's pitching, that's awesome, but I don't think I'm going to go that direction. All right, let's look at the totals on the evening slate, starting at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Time. You get the Astros, Blue Jays 8.5, Red Sox, Guardians 8.5, Mets, Braves 8.5, Cubs, Angels 9. So it's an interesting slate. When I peeked at this one earlier, pitching's pretty decent. It's hard to find like a significant difference in certain spots. But if I'm looking at it right now, Spencer Strider's 12K at home against the New York Mets. Just love Spencer Strider. He should be the chalk for good reasons. But you got Framber Valdez at 10-4 against the Toronto Blue Jays. That's a sneaky nice spot there. Valdez kind of had a little hiccup recently, but overall the dude is still a beast. And when you look at the Toronto Blue Jays versus lefties over the last few weeks, 18.4% K rate, but only a 220 average and a .077 ISO. That bodes very well for Framber Valdez, and he could make for a nice pivot off of Spencer Strider. Strider is by far the elite play. Not going to sugarcoat that, but Valdez could be a nice little pivot there as well. But other than that, like you can take your Jose Barrios has been very good. Justin Verlander at $8,600. He bounced back in a big way against Toronto his last time out. That's probably the next dude to look at. It is Atlanta, though. We saw Scherzer get all the strikeouts. They fell apart in the sixth. He had 2 outs in the sixth, and it was double, single, or something like that. So Verlander is 86. He's priced appropriately to make this work. The other guy I would mention here is Aaron Savali. Aaron Savali, $7,800, returned from the IL. 5 shutout innings with 4 Ks against Minnesota, against the Boston Red Sox, a team that doesn't strike out a ton. We know that, but a team that's still just not a world beater by any means. They are actually striking out 24% of the time. They're actually striking out more lately. 24% of the time over the last 3 weeks versus righties, hitting 234 with the 130 ISO. So Aaron Savali would be the dude I'd pair with Framber or Strider, but Verlander has a nice little piece of that action as well. Some of the bats on this 5-game main slate, evening slate, you could look at the likes of, this is where it gets tough. Francisco Alvarez hit his 9th home run of the season, but you're going up against Spencer Strider. So if you're feeling frisky, knock yourself out. Like Yan Gomes versus Detmers at 3K would be one I'd like a lot. Chad Wallach at $2,900 versus Drew Smiley. So that Chicago Angels game might be one we'll be looking to target for sure. Some other guys to look at. Yainar Diaz at $2,700 versus Jose Barrios, if you want to, would be another angle to go to. I like Miguel Amaya a ton at 24. It's probably the dude I'd pitch, especially crossing my fingers he's in the lineup. That'd be one. One thing I'll mention right now is DraftKings has the White Sox-Yankees game not on the schedule because it's a doubleheader. Keep that in mind. So it's going to actually probably be a 4-game slate when all things are said and done. So it's a little crappy. First base for you here, you got the likes of Vladito versus Valdez. But Brandon Drury at 41, I love. Big fan of that one. We love him versus lefties. Josh Naylor at 34. He's facing the lefty Dermody. It should be a bullpen game. So Josh Naylor at 34 is just fine in that matchup. Josh Bell at 26 as well is just fine in that matchup. Other than that, like Trey Mancini at 23 versus Detmers would be someone you could probably take a peek at as well. Second base for you, Nico Horner at 5K is totally good. Tuve's back at 49. I don't mind Albies versus Verlander. I don't mind a Brave stack versus Verlander, hoping he scuffles again. Albies loves hitting home runs. Verlander will give up a few. You got Brandon Drury at 41. We're on board with that as well. Going down cheaper, though, it's a bad slate, folks. It's like maybe take the night off, would be my 2 cents. Luis Rengifo had a nice night on Tuesday. He's $2,200. There's so much value. If you stack the Angels, Cubs, you could probably play Valdez and Strider. You could probably just do that if you want. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. If you want to don't have to get too cute. Third base, you got Rafael Devers at 52. That is very good. Chapman came back from his toe injury on Wednesday. He's 49 versus Valdez. You go down farther, it's so bad. Rendon, he's going to probably be out. Rengifo again at 22. I guess if you want to take a chance with like an Austin Riley at 48 versus Verlander, that'd be one I'd look at. Like the Braves would be my contrarian stack on this slate. That's kind of the angle I'd go to. Shortstop, Bichette at 53 went deep again on Wednesday. He's kind of foolproof. Like if you want to use Valdez, use Bichette as a one-off, I'm cool with that. Not a problem. Dansby Swanson at 52 versus Detmers is fine. Jeremy Pena's out there. He's okay. Med Rosario returned on Wednesdays, 37 versus Dermody. Yeah, not much else here, folks. Maybe Zach Neto at 26 versus Smiley. Again, you can play so many cheap Angels and Cubs. It's pretty crazy. Then in the outfield, you got Ronald Acuna at 64. I might just stack the Braves. They screw it. and see where it goes. Or, Otani versus Smiley at 61, Trout versus Smiley at 58, got Jordan at 59. Just start taking some studs as one-offs. That's another option for you. But if you go farther down, you'll start getting some discounts real quick. I wish this White Sox-Yankees game was on the slate. It's a bummer. Big-time bummer. But some cheaper ones here. Ian Happ's $4,200 for his Detmers. That's definitely worth a look. A few others for you. Taylor Ward at 34 is probably one of my more favorite plays. He was under the weather on Wednesday. That's why he wasn't in the lineup. Hopefully he's better for Thursday's game. He's $3,400 for Smiley. Farther down here, like Mark Canha. Michael Harris is heating up a little bit, folks. He's $3,100 for his Verlander. I will mention that. Corey Julks is 28. He's a decent value for you on this slate. But yeah, Joe Adell, maybe he gets to start. He's $2,500. Again, another cheap angel. So yeah, let's see what the lineups do. Will Brennan of Cleveland, he had 3 doubles on Tuesday. He's $2,200. He'd be a nice value as well. So yeah, I'll keep this simple. Pitching wise, you got Strider, you got Valdez. Verlander's okay. Savali. Hitting wise, it's rough. I like Cleveland versus Boston. I like a game stack of Chicago and LA. If you want to be contrarian, it's the Angels. That's where I'm going. It's a rough slate. The 5-game early slate isn't great either, but it's a lot better than the evening slate. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe just take some time off and enjoy life. Breathe a little, significant other, whatever you got going on. We'll see how that goes. But I'll be back with you guys tomorrow to preview Friday's action. But for now, this was MLB DFS Quick Hits, your Thursday, June 8th edition. I'm out.